want anything bad enough, don't make excuses. You gotta lose your time and your sleep for it. You find a way.
Boxing King Media in association with Boxer. Delighted to be joined by the British middleweight champion, just getting rid of his chewing gum, Nathan Heaney. Nathan, it's the first time I've spoken to you since you win, so I've got to obviously congratulate you, and I've done it in person, but I've got to do it on camera as well, because, mate, I couldn't have been any more happy for anyone that I've ever known in the boxing circle watching you win that title.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, mate. It's yeah, obviously, because we did some stuff together ages ago before one of my other fights, where I was obviously dropping the tickets off and stuff. So, in fact, you've seen me from the beginning at the King's Hall. Like, you used to see me when I used to have my tables out, and I used to adjust all the tables before the fight and stuff, so they could have the best seat possible for you and stuff. Because I remember you used to say, "You're gonna knock
What the fuck are you doing?
You're gonna knock yourself out before the fight." But I used to walk into the King's Hall, and the people would pay for obviously £65 for the VIP seats or whatever, and they were too far away from the ring, so just pull them in. But anyway, yeah. So no, it's been great. Obviously, great to become the British champion, and then obviously now defending the British title against a very, very good fighter in Brad Pauls.
Mate, it's good highlighting things like that, because again, even them times when you was fighting in close fights, you was, like you just said there, you'd go around the tables like 3 hours before you stepping into the ring, messing about with tickets and moving people's chairs about. I used to have your hand wraps on as well, and I'm thinking, what's this guy doing?
Yeah, it's one of them. I always, every single time, in fact, I always want the best, because people are paying to watch a fight, so I want them to have the best possible experience they can. That's for any of the fights, and particularly even now going on to these big shows.
And obviously, we've not spoken since your win against Denzel Bentley. And I think it's fair to say, I don't think anyone, unless they knew you personally, gave you a cat's in hell's chance of winning. And you didn't just win; you won fairly comfortably, despite what the scorecard said.
Yeah. It's I've boxed my whole life. I've been boxing from the age of 9 years old. I had 90 fights as an amateur from the age of 11 till 26. I boxed some of the best fighters in the country throughout those years, and beat some of the best fighters in the country in them years. And yeah, it's funny enough, my last ever amateur fight, which was probably eight and a half years ago, was against Zach Parker for, I think, the Staffordshire ABA final, the Midlands ABA final, I can't remember. But and obviously we're both we've both boxed on the same cards for Frank. So yeah, it's been good.
And when I followed you, I think in the build up to not the Bentley fight, the fight before then, I followed you for the day where you was going around dropping tickets off, and it was fascinating to see. And it was the first time where you told me, 1-to-1 about the story with your dad, etc. So when you won, I remember sat watching it at home, and I think the first thing that came to my head was, before they even announced you won, see the emotions inside you, mate. It was like when you watch a movie and you get emotional, it's rare that happens in boxing, and I felt it and just sat home watching it.
Well, I had to do an application for this little. I've got to do like a little talk at Staffordshire University soon, but they had to do an application process first, and you had to put what it's going to be about in it. I essentially put like it's a real life Rocky story in it, but it's weird because when you watch the Rocky movies, you see how well written that film was in terms of you're an absolute bum that no one respects. Then you win the title. Granted, I'm not a world champion, I'm a British champion, but he was a world champion. And then you get the distractions that come with becoming the champion, and then possibly losing the title because you switch off. Obviously, that's not what I'm going to do. I'll always be switched on, because I don't think I've probably got another year or two left in my career. But yeah, it's a bit of a magical story, really, in terms of, like you said, the emotions of it, and obviously, and not only that, it meant even more for the fact that, like you said, no one gave me a chance. No one. The bookies certainly didn't, and they lost a fortune with the Stokies. But yeah, it just meant so much to me, and obviously to overcome someone like Denzel Bentley, it just made it even sweeter, and just really probably hopefully solidified myself as a good fighter.
You did, and then the craziest thing is, if you go back to your early days, you're now going to be headlining. I'm assuming you're headlining the show, yeah? You're headlining with an Olympic silver medalist, who some people say should be gold, fighting on your undercard.
Yeah. It's utterly madness. It's crazy. So, and obviously I've watched Joe Joyce throughout the years, and he's been a fantastic fighter. So yeah, I think this is probably me, because I headline with Jack Flatley, headline with Denzel Bentley. I've unofficially headlined two others as well, but unofficially. But this would be my third or fourth time I officially headline. So it is a dream come true to have that, because that's something I did always. Well, I say dreamt of as a kid. I dreamt of fighting with Frank Warren as a kid, but you never envision obviously winning the titles and obviously headlining shows and being at the top. You just imagine you being on the cards of Frank's cards, but now I'm obviously a big feature of it with my Stoke. My Stokies and my City are a big feature of it as well, so it's great.
Just the last question on your British title win. I'm going to ask you this because I feel like I know you as a friend. You'll have got your belt, and just tell me, did you go to your dad's grave and just tell me that moment? How was that?
Yeah, they've asked me the same thing, and do you know what? I actually haven't, because my dad's with me nan, like buried with me nan, and maybe I should do that. I don't know. I'm a bit strange. Like, obviously not now. It's pretty, after the fight. Bloody hell, there was clips going all over the place of me getting emotional, because it was quite emotional after the fight and stuff. Thinking about my dad, thinking about the support me City. But I do sort of put my dad at the back of my mind. Bit weird because I've got this tash to honour my dad, because he had a great tash when he was an amateur boxer when he was younger. And obviously I got away with this last time because it was November, but it's not in November now, so hopefully it's a bit more significant because people will know this is for my dad. Whether I'll have it for a fight in the future, I'm not too sure, but I'll definitely have it for this one.
Great stuff there. I didn't know that, so that explains that. So Brad Pauls is the opponent where you're making your first defence, and I've got to ask you, I think I spoke to you about it before, or in fact I might have spoke to your manager. Why not Tyler Denny? Local guy, European title fight, British titles on the line. Was that ever considered?
No, in the sense of, listen, would I love to fight for the European title? Absolutely. But also love to fight for a world title as well, and I'm sure that Frank can manoeuvre me in a way to do that. And me and Tyler we've done so many rounds together, sparring. We know each other inside out, and obviously we'd be great fights and stuff. But me and Tyler are both managed by Errol, and I remember when I fought Tom Stokes for the Midlands area title, which you filmed. I remember Errol saying that he'll never do that with his BCB fighters ever again. So because it means so much. So obviously we mean a hell of a lot to Errol, and Tyler's he's a great family man. I think he's got 4 kids. So he's tough as nails. Just if you have 4 kids, mate, you're tough as nails. But I've got 2 kids myself, so we've both got our own journeys, and hopefully we'll both be fighting for world titles.
Fairly answered. What does Brad Pauls bring to the table, and you're fully confident that you're not going to switch off now that you're at the top of the mountain now?
I never would switch off. Like I've said previously, I don't even really envision myself as the British champion as such. I have to remind myself that I am, just to say, you are the British champion, you've done something good there. But I've still got that sort of challenging mentality in terms of I just got to keep going, because you can never overlook opportunities like, let's say, for example, fighting at Stoke City or fighting wherever else in the world. You've got to win this fight first. And I know, I've known Brad Pauls for a long time, because just like Denzel Bentley, through my early pro career, when you're fighting certain fighters, you'll look at who they fought, and Brad Pauls had actually fought some people that I'd boxed, and he'd stopped people that I hadn't stopped. So I know he's a very good puncher. He's going to bring something different to Denzel Bentley. I think he's a little bit shorter, but not majorly shorter. He's in fantastic shape, and he can bang. So there's that danger there.
Good man. Only other question I've got for you: any other fights on this card that you're looking forward to watching?
I'll be straight. I'm going to give a shout. All the fights are great on this card, but for me, it's going to be Owen Cooper versus Ethan James. I think that could be a real. Obviously, there's some great fights. Obviously, Leon Davis game for the IBO World Title and stuff. But for me, I think it's just for those 2 lads. This is their opportunity to shine, and obviously, if they put a good domestic fight on, they'll start moving up them cards as well. And then, but I think it'll be a great fight, because they're both very, very good fighters.
Good man, Nathan. As always, it's a pleasure catching up with you, and I'll catch you soon.
Thank you very much, mate.
You want anything bad enough? Don't make excuses. You gotta lose your time and your sleep for it.